So we're speaking to businesses here on the Business Breakfast, asking about the effect of the conflict on their business, their sector, and how they are dealing with it. We're looking at retail now with one of the region's biggest players. They are the company not just behind major shopping centres, Mall of the Emirates, all of the city centre malls, but also household names such as Carrefour, such as Vox Cinemas, and dozens of retail brands from Lego to Lululemon. We are joined by the CEO of Majid Al Futtaim Holding, Ahmed Ismail. Ahmed, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you for hosting me.
Well, we appreciate having you here in person. I can only imagine what your schedule looks like at the moment. Tell me what you've seen across your malls and your retail stores over the last week.
So we've been serving customers across the UAE for 30 years. And last week's events have obviously been unprecedented and have caused, customers to quickly change shopping habits. So in the first days, footfall to our shopping malls was down. We've seen a surge in demand for groceries, especially online and in community supermarkets. But I have to say that has quickly normalized over the last couple of days. And we're back to almost, I would say, business as usual trading levels.
And footfall, business as usual?
Footfall in the malls has surprisingly been close to business as usual. I mean, all of our malls have remained open. All of our tenants and partners have stayed open for the most part. Some closed momentarily, but reopened very quickly. And I've been visiting all of our supermarkets, hypermarkets, and shopping malls every day for the past week. And if you're not listening to the news, if you don't know what's going on in the outside world, you would pretty much think it is indeed business as usual.
Well, let's have a look at those different business units that you've got. I mean, as we've said there in the opening, the spread is vast from the hypermarkets, supermarkets, entertainment, retail brands that you represent here. How do you make sure that business continues operating smoothly across them?
So the key factor is really people. At the end of the day, we are a people business. So our people show up in supermarkets, hypermarkets, in distribution and delivery centers to deliver goods to homes. So we invest a lot in training our people and making sure our people are looked after. Their safety, security, and well-being is a top priority. And when people feel that they're taken care of, they do show up for themselves, their colleagues, and their communities, as we've seen over the past week.
Well, how are you communicating that? I mean, you mentioned the fact that you yourself are in the supermarkets. How do you show up as a leader? What do you say to your teams?
So the entire leadership team is really on the ground and on the floor, connecting with people. We communicate regularly, have regular sort of roundtables, discussions, face-to-face and online conversations with our teams here and across the region. And obviously, that culture is not something that you build during a time of crisis. That culture is something that you've built over the years of operating and over also the experience of dealing with multiple crises in the past.
I was going to say, this is not the first rodeo, is it?
No, not at all, no.
Let's talk about supply. Strait of Hormuz, shipping, constantly in the headlines. We're talking about it every morning. How are you managing? What can you do to manage your supply chain at the moment?
We've been investing significantly in localizing and regionalizing our supply chain, which makes our supply lines closer and faster, and hence on-shelf availability is very high. We've also been investing significantly in technology to make sure our operations are available and scalable in terms of deliveries as well as e-commerce. Our app did not go down for a single minute over the past week, and we've been able to honor all of our orders. But we're also, I would say, partnering very closely with government authorities. Food security and people safety have been top agenda for the UAE government, and there is a fantastic private-public partnership around these areas that ensures that we're not working in silo or alone. And that coordination, I think, has manifested itself when there was a surge for grocery demand. People go online, they go to the store, and they don't just find basic food stuff available in good quantities. they find all of their favorite snacks and ethnic condiments on the shelf. So I think that has been quite reassuring and is reflective of the investments in supply chain technology and government coordination.
For those of us not in retail, can you just give us a little bit more detail about that? When you say that you have been investing in the supply chain, when you say that you have been localizing a lot of those products, what exactly have you been doing?
So we've been developing local farming capabilities, working with local farmers, giving them preferential access to our shelves. We've been working with local manufacturers to develop local brands that can be available at a high level and on short supply lines. We've also been doing that not just in the UAE, but across the region, being a regional operator ourselves. So that obviously gives us, quite reassurance, and everyone of our customers reassurance that, shelf availability will remain very high.
You alluded there to online shopping and e-commerce seeing a bit of a spike. What have you seen?
So we've seen maybe 30 to 40% up on usual levels. We've seen a higher basket. So it's not just, a larger number of customers shopping online, but obviously shopping a bigger basket. But that, as I've said, has, seen a spike for 3 days. And over the past couple of days, we've seen a return to almost business as usual trading levels.
So what can we do to make your staff's life easier at the moment? I mean, obviously, they've got their own concerns at the minute. If you are seeing spikes and changes in the way people are shopping, what can we do to make their jobs easier?
So everyone is stressed to various levels depending on their personal situation. I would say not just for our staff, but for each other, just be kind, show gratitude, especially for frontliners who are working very long hours to make sure, basic needs are fulfilled. And one thing perhaps I would say for online deliveries, tip generously. On the Carrefour app, you can sort of leave a tip for drivers who take care of our basic needs and are up and down the roads delivering whatever we order. So I would say also say thank you and leave a small tip behind.
And they get 100% of that?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, taking time out of what I can only imagine is a very hectic schedule. The CEO of Majid Al Futtaim Holding, Ahmed Ismail, coming in to talk to us about how one of the biggest retail conglomerates, not just in this country, but in the region, is getting on with things at the moment. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.